What if I told you there's a looming danger quietly lurking in the shadows, poised to devastate the US economy in 2023, yet overlooked by the masses? As the year 2023 unfolds, the United States finds itself on the brink of an unprecedented economic crisis, a threat that looms over every facet of society. In this video, we'll delve into the enigmatic issue, unveiling the biggest threat to the US economy that no one seems to be talking about. Brace yourself for eye-opening revelations. There's this big problem that's seriously flying under the radar and nobody's talking about it. It's called the threat of a new world order that's about to take over the USA. We're talking about a major shift in how the world works politically and the balance of power between countries. Right now, the US is like the big boss on the global stage. The US has loads of influence worldwide in lots of different ways: economically, politically, militarily, and culturally. People call America the superpower because of its dominance compared to most other countries. The US military is top-notch and super well-funded, which means they can pretty much flex their muscles anywhere on the planet. The US economy is booming, and the US dollar is like the VIP currency everyone wants to hold. And American culture is practically everywhere, and English has become the go-to language worldwide. By the way, if you're finding value in this video, don't miss out on more life-changing content. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and stay updated with our latest videos. Now, this all started back in 1944 after World War II. America, along with Britain and the Soviet Union, were the big shots after all that destruction. But over time, Britain fell off the map, and the US and USSR were locked in a Cold War competition. In 1991, the USSR bit the dust, leaving the US as the only superpower. If there are major changes and a new world order emerges with some other country or group taking over, it could seriously mess with the US economic mojo. Let's talk about the rise of BRICS or BRICS countries. BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, and they're coming together to form a significant new world power. These nations are joining forces to challenge existing international financial and political forums. Back in 2014, they took a bold step by launching the New Development Bank with a whopping $50 billion, about 46 billion euros, as seed money. This bank serves as an alternative to the traditional World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, shaking up the established order. The BRICS nations set up the Contingent Reserve Arrangement, a liquidity mechanism designed to provide support to members facing financial difficulties in making payments. Some experts predict that the United States' long-standing economic exceptionalism may start to fade as we progress through the 21st century. This could have significant implications for the global economy. These insights were outlined in a comprehensive outlook for the world's economy by Goldman Sachs economists, who also identified the greatest threats to global growth. The emergence of BRICS as a powerful alliance reflects the shifting dynamics of the global economy. As these nations continue to assert their presence and collaborate on various fronts, they're poised to influence and shape the future of international economic and political landscapes. There's a significant shift happening in the world of global trade and finance, and it's all about the US dollar losing its long-held position as the dominant currency. For decades, the dollar has been king in international markets, but its share in global foreign exchange reserves has been on a gradual decline. According to data from the IMF's Currency Composition of Official Foreign Exchange Reserves, or COFR, central banks' holdings of US dollars have dropped by 12 percentage points since the start of the century, from 71% in 1999 to 59% in 2021. This decline isn't solely benefiting other major currencies like the euro, British pound sterling, or Japanese yen. Instead, it's being balanced out by a rise in what we call non-traditional reserve currencies. These non-traditional reserve currencies include the currencies of smaller economies that haven't traditionally played a big role in reserve portfolios. For example, the Australian and Canadian dollars, Swedish krona, and South Korean won account for about 3/4 of the shift away from the dollar. Also, the Chinese renminbi is gaining ground as a reserve currency. It now constitutes a significant portion of the shift away from the dollar. Countries like Russia and China are leading the way by reducing their reliance on the dollar in bilateral trade, and others including Brazil, Argentina, India, South Africa, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia are also actively exploring alternatives for international settlements. This de-dollarization trend is causing a decline in the global trade of the US dollar. The share of dollars in global central bank reserves has dropped from around 70% 2 decades ago to less than 60% today, and this trend is continuing. Countries and regions, especially among the BRICS grouping, are stepping up their efforts to reduce their reliance on the US dollar in global trade and finance. China and Russia are at the forefront of the de-dollarization movement, driven by their geopolitical rivalry with the US. In their bilateral trade, they increasingly favor using their local currencies, the Chinese yuan and the Russian ruble, making up 2/3 of their trade payments. The ruble-yuan trade volume has seen a significant surge, particularly after Russia faced harsh Western sanctions following its invasion of Ukraine. This move has further solidified the use of local currencies in trade between these two nations. Brazil, a prominent BRICS member, is collaborating with Argentina to introduce a joint currency called the SUR, meaning South. This common currency aims to boost regional trade and reduce dependency on the US dollar, potentially becoming South America's equivalent of the euro. Meanwhile, India, another key BRICS member, is actively negotiating with the UAE to conduct non-oil commodity trade using the Indian rupee. The trade deal is intended to bolster bilateral non-oil trade and lessen reliance on the US dollar. Additionally, several other countries, including Russia, Sri Lanka, Mauritius, and Bangladesh, have shown interest in engaging in rupee trade with India. To encourage the use of the Indian rupee and decrease dependency on the US dollar, India's central bank, the Reserve Bank of India or RIB, established a rupee trade settlement mechanism in July of 2022. This mechanism allows countries to conduct international transactions using Indian rupees instead of major currencies like the dollar. Apart from reducing India's reliance on the dollar, this move also aims to promote the rupee as a global currency and save on dollar outflows, given India's trade deficit. As more countries seek to diversify their reserves away from the dollar and explore alternative currencies for trade, the stranglehold of the US dollar on the global financial system is likely to weaken. This shift could have significant implications for the future of international trade and finance, as the global landscape becomes more diverse and dynamic in terms of currencies used for transactions. And if you're finding value in this video, don't miss out on more life-changing content. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and stay updated with our latest videos. If the world power starts shifting away from the US, there could be some serious consequences for the country. Ray Dalio, the founder of Brightwater Associates, warns about these impacts. First off, the standard of living for Americans could go down because their economic prosperity could decline. A weaker US economy means they might face some tough times ahead. And guess what? The value of the US dollar could drop too. That means it won't be worth as much, and things could get more expensive. Not only that, there might be some political instability. Changes in world power can lead to shifts in alliances and relationships, and that could create some political uncertainties there too. The US might also face economic sanctions and trade wars with other countries. If they lose their top spot in the world, other countries might not be so friendly. That could cause some big trade problems. Even the global interest rates could change, but it might not affect others like it affects America. So the way the world handles money might shift, and the US needs to be ready for that. Overall, if the world power changes, we could see some serious challenges ahead for the US. They might need to buckle up and adapt to these changes to keep their country strong and stable. When it comes to preparing against the negative effects of the changing world order, there are some essential steps to consider according to Ray Dalio. First and foremost, it's crucial to diversify your investments. Instead of putting all your money into one place, spread it across different types of investments. Look for countries that have stable finances, minimal internal conflicts, and a commitment to innovation. This diversification can help reduce risks and protect your assets in times of uncertainty. Another important aspect to consider is managing debt. Avoid taking on too much debt, as it can become a burden during challenging times. High levels of debt can leave you vulnerable if the world order shifts unfavorably, leading to financial difficulties. Staying open-minded and adaptable is essential in the face of a changing world order. Embrace change and be willing to explore new opportunities and possibilities. Flexibility is key to navigating through uncertain times and being able to respond effectively to new challenges. Equipping yourself with new skills is also crucial. Continuously learn and develop new competencies that can make you more valuable in the job market and open up new avenues for success. Being adaptable and well-equipped with relevant skills can enhance your resilience in a rapidly changing world. According to experts, investing in countries that demonstrate strong financial stability, lack of internal conflicts, and limited involvement in international wars can be a smart strategy. These countries are likely to thrive in the changing world order. For instance, some members of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, such as Indonesia and Vietnam, along with India and countries in the Gulf Cooperation Council led by Saudi Arabia, are recommended as potential investment destinations. Additionally, neutral countries that aren't heavily aligned with major powers are seen as havens for those who support globalization. Such countries may experience increased prosperity as they become favorable destinations for globalists seeking opportunities beyond the traditional powerhouses. For instance, Mexico has seen a movement of production from China to its shores due to lower costs and easier access to export goods into the United States. This demonstrates how certain countries can benefit from the shifting dynamics in global trade and supply chains. By following these guidelines and being mindful of the changing world order, individuals and businesses can better prepare themselves for the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Diversification, prudent financial management, adaptability, and continuous learning are key to navigating the uncertainties of the evolving global landscape. The world's changing dynamics could have profound implications for countries' prosperity, stability, and geopolitical relations. Understanding and adapting to these shifts will be crucial for countries to navigate the evolving global landscape successfully. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to this channel for more content. Thanks for watching.